In the last video, I went over all of my goals quite quickly for quarter 3. In this one and the next 3 videos, I am going to be breaking those down a little bit more and talking more about the action steps and my hopes and dreams for each of these goals in the quarter. But before we get too far into that, let's have a little look at the week that I am planning and the materials that I'm using. So I am memory keeping the week of the 11th of May in my 7x9 Tilly Journals 1-column no-dot grid inserts / planner is the correct word here. And I am using this Playdate kit from Plannerface, I believe it's called, with art by Clip Art Kits. I used it this week because we had a birthday party for a 1-year-old on the Saturday, who was actually also called Alfie. If you watched a couple of videos back, we went to a different Alfie's birthday party, so they are like 3 weeks apart, I think. And yeah, so that's how it went. But that's why I use this kit, and the kit is from Plannerface. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use Tilly to save 10% when you are shopping there. I PR because I genuinely love her stuff, not because I get free things. Getting free things is a great pro of PRing though. But yeah, it does mean you can use Tilly to save 10%. I'm also using a foil bundle in a sparkle from Plannerface as well. It is in silver foil, and I really love silver foil for just being the most poppy foil, as in it really pops off the page. It's probably my favourite foil for that reason, as in my favourite core foil at least. I'm also using some pink, so rose pink, I think it's called Dusky Rose in my shop, underlays with this dot pattern on, which I think looks like it could be a fun carpet at nursery or something. It looks quite like the carpet on the double box, kind of, in that that's sort of more giraffe print, multicolored. But you know what I mean. It's kind of a similar vibe, isn't it? Other things that I have is I have my stickers pulled out in my Plannerface reusable sticker album. So that is my scripts and icons, and then I also have some more scripts that I've made myself to complete the set, because I don't write in my planner anymore. So I have that little sheet that I made myself. I think that is everything for that. So let's get into the week. I like to run over the books I read and things. I've just realised you probably could hear the fan I had on the background. I've just turned it off because we are mid-heatwave here in the UK when I'm recording this. So, in the sidebar, I've marked Alfie's party on Saturday as the highlight of the week, which was a really lovely party. And then I've got the 4 books that I finished. As I said previously, May was an absolutely fantastic reading month for me, and you can check out in the chat in the little corner up above. There will be a link to my video where I talk about all of the books I read in May in more detail. Ugh, that was so hard to say. I don't even know why I struggled so much with that sentence, but I did. Anyhow, as for the week, I listened to The Last House on Needless Street, which was the Planners Department book club book for this month, and I didn't really enjoy it. I gave it 2.5 stars. Not for me. It's a not for me book, but it was okay. Then I also read a graphic novel called Lights, which was the 3rd of the Sheets series. This was probably my least favourite of the 3, and I gave it 3.5 stars, but it was okay. Then I also read Devourer of Men on Kindle Unlimited, which is a kind of dark romance not retelling of Peter Pan, but based on the crocodile and Hook from Peter Pan. It's a strange book. I gave it 3 stars. And then I also read the graphic novel I Think Our Son Is Gay, which I gave 5 stars to. On to the actual week. I started my Monday with doing some reading, and then I pulled some stickers and filmed a plan with me, probably during our co-working call, but for some reason I haven't marked the co-working call. Not sure why. I had quite an unsettled Bayla. After she went down for her nap, I recorded a voiceover before doing some odd jobs, and I was in my feelings, and I played some Dreamlight Valley. So all in all, a okay day. On to Tuesday, Bayla actually slept through. I have no idea what happened. It was one of those bizarre days where I've got no idea where she slept through, but she did. I then did a workout before going on a training course online for work, which I was on for most of the day. I did manage to do some designing of scripts. In the break, I did sneak off to Baby Sensory and just have it playing in my ear. What? I didn't say that. To be fair, you could watch on the replay, and I have gone back and watched it, so did still attend the full day. I then pulled some stickers before filming a plan with me and finished the day with cuddles and milk. On to Wednesday, started the day with a walk to drop nursery off at Baylor off at nursery, let's try that in the right order, and then me and my husband went for a little breakfast date before having our eyes tested. I had a bit of an update on my glasses prescription, but in line with my contact lens prescription, so it was unsurprising. Why are words so hard today? When I came back, I had a call with Sophie and did some filming. And then we did a big reorganisation of Baylor's toys from her birthday. So she got quite a few toys for her birthday, and we have a toy rotation. So we were sorting things back into new rotation paths. Did some designing of scripts, recorded a voiceover, did some preparation for a case-based discussion at work, then did some odd jobs, filmed a bullet journal video, and when Baylor was back from nursery, had some nice playtime. Thursday and Friday were work days that I found quite difficult. Thursday felt very like wading through treacle, and I was in my feelings. When I came home, I had some cuddles and milk with Baylor, did some playing, played some Dreamlight Valley, and just got overstimulated. I think Baylor was very shouty this day. She was just, wanting love and attention. It just was a little bit much. On Friday, again, was at work and felt very frazzled at work. When I got home, did cuddles and milk, played some Dreamlight Valley. Can you see a theme there? Then I had some playtime. Did Baylor's stories before bed and had some cuddles as well. It was nice to end the week with cuddles. On Saturday, started the day with some Dreamlight Valley, and then our next door neighbour came round to say they were putting their house on the market. And honestly, me and my husband were like, proper grumpy about this, not because we want them to move and have the like house that they want and things. They've actually taken it off the market because they've decided they love their house, but we were like, no, they're such good neighbours, we don't want them to move. We weren't grumpy about it, but we were just quite sad about it, really. Anyway, so I ended up actually going for a nap because I was tired and a bit upset, so I just went for a nap to try and call myself out of the funk I was in. And then we went to the party, which was of Alfie, and it was a little barbecue garden party thing, which was very cute. Did some chatting, and our next door neighbours were also there because they also have a little baby, which is part of the reason it was so like, oh, because they have a baby that's only 4 months older than Baylor, so we're hoping they're going to be good friends, and living next door to them is amazing for that, hopefully. Anyway, but we discovered they had an offer on their house. This offer actually got withdrawn. So it's been a situation, but yeah, they got an offer this day. So I was then still like more upset, but I wasn't upset in front of them. But yeah, and then had another nap when I came home and dissociated. Basically, did nothing all day but the party, and felt sad because it wasn't a very good day, really. On Sunday, we had family bath time in the morning, and then we went to a family photography session. One of the baby classes near us does like minis, and we went to those. It was very cute, and Baylor was very cuddly through the whole thing. When we got home, I did go for a nap. I was clearly very tired this week, before having some play with her, filming a plan with me, doing some bestie journal, I suspect. And then we had a games night at one of my friends' houses. This is like a group of girls that meet up to play games. We've actually got one tomorrow, the time I'm recording this. And we played Taco Cat, Goat's Cheese Pizza, Quirkle, and Skyjo. And that is my week. So I will now get on to chatting about my daily goals for this quarter. So for my weight loss goal, plus for some of my family / leisure goals, I have gone for input-based goals rather than output-based goals. And this is because my weight loss goal has not been working for me, and I really wanted to try something different. And then Jess said that she was doing this, and I was like, that's a great idea of how to change the goal and like hopefully give yourself a bit of a new lease of life on it. So these first 4 goals and next Plan With Me's video, so that will be next week, because this is a Tuesday video, but Thursday's video isn't a Plan With Me. It is a Plan With Me, but it's a Plan With Me in my DIY planner rather than a memory keeping video. So this week we're going to have 2 DIY planner videos, my quarter 3 and my cycle 7 setups. Hopefully I haven't actually started or filmed or anything to those, so we'll see how the next 48 hours go, because that needs doing before the cycle starts the day after tomorrow. Anyway, so we'll carry on with this in next week's video. But the first of these 4 goals is, well, no, let's start that again. All of these 4 goals are really about my mental and physical health and trying to improve that. For those of you that haven't been here for very long, or you don't always listen to my voiceovers, etc., etc., I had an ultrasound at the end of last year, literally on New Year's Eve, that showed that I have fatty liver and pancreas. I am on 2 medications that cause weight gain as side effects, as very documented side effects, and one of those also causes metabolic effects such as fatty pancreas and liver. These are known side effects of these drugs. However, I can't really come off them. We did try to come off them in January. Well, we tried to come off the one that causes metabolic problems on its own, but unfortunately the alternative drug that would have helped me as well dropped my milk supply, and it wasn't possible to stay on that and breastfeed Bayla, and Bayla was not yet a year old, so that was my priority. So yeah, of course I just came back off that and went back on the one that is not doing my body much good, but partially with the agreement that I would be trying to lose weight, because I had actually lost a little bit of weight between the ultrasound and that decision, but I have put that back on. So yeah, which is why I need a new approach to my weight loss goal. So my 4 daily goals. The first is daily exercise. So I haven't given myself any chance to have days off. Well, that's not quite true. I want to reach a streak of 100 days. If I do every single day in quarter 3, I will reach 103 days. I haven't decided whether I'm going to give myself 1 streak freeze a month for if I've just completely forgotten. The aim of the streak freeze isn't for a day where I just don't feel up to it. It's for if I've just completely forgotten. There is no minimum amount of exercise that counts for this goal. If I stand up and do 2 minutes of exercise, 30 seconds of exercise, 10 star jumps, that counts. So there is no reason, if I remember to exercise, that I shouldn't do this. So the streak freezes, if I allow myself to have these 1 a month streak freezes, will only be for days where I've just literally forgotten to do my daily exercise. But we'll see. I'm hoping to build it into such a habit that I won't need to have streak freezes, but we'll see. Basically, I haven't decided on that one yet, because the goal is to get to 100 days by the end of the quarter. And I think it's really doable. I did really well with this goal at the beginning of the year, and then I fell off, and I've had 5 attempts between falling off at the kind of mid quarter 2, really. I sort of started to fall off as I went back to work and was just literally doing 1 song a day, because I generally do walking workouts to music. I was literally doing 1 song a day, and then I had work days and I missed some, and I got to the point where I was like, I don't think I've kept this streak up, but I actually don't know. And then there was finally a day where I knew I hadn't exercised, so that was the breakdown of my streak. And that was about mid-quarter 2. For the rest of quarter 2, I have tried 5 times to restart this streak and failed. And I'm currently on, I think, day 11 of a new streak. That might not be quite right. No, so today will be day 11 if I do today, and which will get me to 101 by the end of the year, the quarter. Anyway, that's not the point. I've rambled on about this for so long. Associated with that, I have a step goal that I want to hit 80% of the days. This means if I have one day where I really can't be asked to do a full 30-minute workout where I get steps in, or I'm just too busy to get my steps in, it's okay. My step goal for July is going to be 6,000 steps, August is going to be 6,500, and September is going to be 7,000. That might sound like a lot or not a lot for you. It's a reasonable amount for me. It's a push, but not impossible. The hardest days are my work days. I have to do 30-minute workout really on my work days to meet that, which can be quite difficult because there's not much time once I've been to work and had dinner and done bedtime and stuff like that. So squidging in a 30-minute workout is quite hard. This week I actually managed to do it in my lunch break at work, but I don't always get a full half-hour lunch break. But yeah, we'll see. My other 2 goals that we're going to talk a bit more about in this video is to track my food daily. And again, I'm giving myself an 80% of days here. I'm allowed to have 20% of days where I just fall off tracking my food, because I think giving myself 100% success rate, like aim, will be really demotivating. If I miss a day, I'm going to be like, well, I failed at the goal anyway. So giving myself that little buffer room to be like, no, Tilly, you can do this, is a good idea for me. I've not set this as being in calorie deficit or anything like that, because I know that if I track my food, I am likely to stick in a calorie deficit. I might not always, but I usually will. And realistically, if I aim to be in a calorie deficit 80% of the time, I'm less likely to achieve that. And I'm likely to put more pressure on myself and then fall off the goal entirely and just be like, I'm just not achieving that goal this quarter. I don't care. So I'm just setting it nice and easy. The goal is actually to track, not to be in a calorie deficit. And the last of my daily goals is to go outside 90% of the days. Again, it's 90%, so that if I'm having a day where I'm just too busy and I've got too much on to leave the house, then I can just not leave the house that day. But most days I want to be leaving the house. And this one is really for my mental health rather than my physical health, though it will help with steps to be going outside, because it's one thing to get steps doing a walking workout or walking across the living room and back and back and back. But this is also important to me for my little girl. I think it's really good for her circadian rhythm and her sleep to get outside every day. And I have noticed that when we don't go out on a day, she sleeps worse. So that is kind of the idea behind that goal. But yeah, getting sunlight and daylight is really important for your mental health. And that is something that I have been struggling with recently. I've not been leaving my house as much since I went back to work. In maternity leave, I was great at it, but since then I've really fallen off. Anyway, that's all we've got time for in this video. On the screen now, YouTube will be recommending my previous plan with these in this planner, as well as a video it thinks you will enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!